All right, we are back, and it is time for Else Words. And if this is any, if I'd known I could have set Corey off so quickly, I would have made a different Else view. But haha, we're doing it anyways. Um, so a while back ago, I don't even know when Marvel quit doing it, but Marvel would do when you bought the print edition of their comic book, they would give you a code for the for a digital copy.
Yeah, I can take you back. So a few short years ago, comic books were $2.99 each, and that's not a small expense for what was at the time 24 pages of well 22 pages maybe of story. $2.99. It's mathematically it's an investment. It's not a small investment, especially if you want to get younger readers in, and at the same time prices for paper were going fucking crazy, and the prices had already just gone up recently. They were like $2.50 for a while. They were $1.99 before that. $2.99 was a pretty hefty price point. And so a lot of people were like, hey, comics are kind of expensive. And I found out that Marvel and DC don't do dick for trying to protect their property. And so for some reason, every Wednesday before they even hit the store shelves, I can find scans of all these comics online on torrent sites and shit. Yep. So I'm just going to read my comics digitally and save myself the $40 I would have spent this week on comic books. Maybe I'll go buy some image shit because it's not as easy to get. I don't know how it works, that the smaller company has better protection of their property than the giant conglomerates of Marvel and DC, but that's the way I'm going to do it. Now, to combat this, Marvel decided what we're going to do is we're going to up the price of our comics by $1. But in exchange, oh, don't get me wrong, you feel like you're getting ripped off. You're probably sort of not. We're going to give you a code, a little sticker in the book that you can peel off. It's got a code on it, and you go to your computer, check it, and you enter in that code, and then you get the digital copy of the comic that you're holding in your physical hands, and this is good for you somehow. Right.
Yeah, so Marvel did that.
DC did it on certain books as an option.
Yeah, I believe Marvel did it with, much like they're doing it now, where it was all of them except for their all ages books.
It started slow. It was like their big sellers, and then it went to everything, and then everything was $3.99, and then they also dropped pages. Because then it was also like, oh yeah, well the $3.99 books will be 24 pages, but the $2.99 books will be 20, and then it's like, oh, the $3.99 books are 20 pages and everything's $3.99 now. Oh, by the way, hey, here's our special issue that's $4.99 because it's a #1, or $5.99 because, hey, well, you're some bitch. You don't fucking know what you're doing. Just open your fucking wallet, little fanboy. Take it hard. That's what they did.
Yeah,
and so the response. Let me tell you how this worked. So people had their single issues. The ones who fell into line, another brick on the wall, and then they had the codes, and they're like, now I can choose, because I don't fucking need this twice. I can choose to take the code and cash it in for myself, and then sell the fucking issue that I have, because I don't need all that shit sitting around my house. I have an iPad. I can just access these online. And this is also part of what helped Comixology get like more mainstream, is like now these codes actually work somewhere. Or I can sell the code for a couple of bucks online, and I'll have my physical issues because that's the way I prefer it. I don't know why the fuck this was ever done to me. I wish comics were $2 again. That was apparently not good in Marvel's eyes. Is like, what? No sharing of our books? How the hell am I going to fucking sell you a $50 hardcover of this in a month after it comes out? I mean, the day after it comes out, because the last issue took 3 months to finally hit the stands, longer than it was supposed to. What say you, dumb fanboy fool, that you can't not have an issue and then give an issue of the same? No. We've got a new plan, motherfucker. Gregor,
Yes.
speak unto us the new plan.
So the new plan is, and I am so regretting making this the discussion topic after picking Civil War 2. But Marvel has announced a change to its digital redeem code. You've already told us about the redeem code. Now what it will be is for all the books, excluding all ages books, you will have a code that will give you at least one other digital comic. It doesn't say when, and this is all beginning next month. But it will be, the plan is to offer readers extra content tied to a major Marvel event or series from the past. One of the free digital comics offered in February will be Civil War 2 number 0, in time to promote the Civil War 2 collection on sale that month. Hey, Corey, you're hitting the nail on the head here. But I feel like this is really going to help Discovery, because when I worked at Dollar General and I had people who come in who would ask about comic books, just because they knew I was a comic book fan, they're like, well, give me some recommendations. And I'm like, okay, easy. Who do you like now that you see it from the movies or from TV or whatever? And they go this, and I'm like, all right, now I will spew off 20 different characters that they should, or 20 different books that they should be reading that may or may not feature that character, but would have that style, or at very least will have that style from the character that the character is about, sort of that deal. This does that in a way. From what I've seen, what I've read about this does that. What this will do is you pick up an Amazing Spider-Man number 15, I believe, or no, sorry, Spider-Man number 15, I believe is the next one, or no, it's 12, sorry. The one where Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen are kissing on the cover, and in the back of there might be a code for Old Man Logan number 1, and or maybe Spider-Gwen number 1, and like Old Man Logan number 1, just because, and all that. And this to me makes sense because it's going to help with this. In theory, will help with Discovery. Discovering different characters. Now, yes, it more like what it probably will be happening is it'll be the code will work for, like they gave the example of, in time for this to come out, here's Civil War number 0, and stuff like that. But my hope is that it would be bigger.
So let me tell you why you're wrong. This is Marvel's great idea of, basically they're going to lovingly fuck you in the eye socket like Negan with Lucille. So here's you. I'm buying a comic. I've heard good things, probably not, but fuck it, let's say it. I've heard good things about this new Champions comic from Mark Waid. And I
like that book. Thank you very much.
I'm sure it's good. It looks fun. I love Mark Waid. I think it's so good to get all these characters that most of which shouldn't fucking exist in this universe and put them together in a book and act like it made sense. Sure. I'm reading Champions, and I think that this is a fun book, and it's young characters, and it's aimed at my generation. I'm obviously a millennial of some sort in this situation, and not 45 and bitter. And I think that this is so cool. So Marvel, you are charging me quite a bit for this book that I don't know why it costs so much, because paper, what? And I'm, as a millennial, I don't even want paper. So you're giving me a digital offering, so I get to choose the digital offering from like Deadpool the Duck looks cool. That might be something else I might be interested in. What say you, Marvel? No, fuck you, little boy. I assume little boy because according to Marvel, girls don't read comics, and so no, fuck you in the ass. But not if you're underage, because we're not that kind of people. One person in the industry seems to be. We have decided that instead you will get a comic about a very old man who is like Wolverine except decrepit and full of bullshit, and you will like it. You will suck it down and you will choke on it. And enough said Stan Lee one day. Because now this is Wolverine as old as Stan Lee and looks similar. I don't like this because, one, you don't as a reader get the choice. Two, here's the part that kills me is so they're going to give you Civil War II #0 in this example. Civil War II, which is an event that just finished up, so it's to get you all prepped for the collection that here's what I don't get. That sounds like it's advertising your shit. And you know what you do to advertise your shit? You give that shit away, period. You don't take something away and then act like you're giving something good by giving it back of like, here's less than what you had before. Oh, I liked this thing maybe a little bit. I was dealing with it. I was like already in this conundrum of like, I don't want your digital offerings. I want one or the other for a better price, but I fucking dealt with it. And now what you're doing is you're saying, well, this thing that sounded like we pitched as being good for a while, it's not even that good now. If you want to sell Civil War II, you give them, that's an ad. That's an ad. So I'm paying extra for a fucking commercial. No. That's like paying a Hulu subscription for getting advertised. Oh, wait, no, that happened. All right, I get it now. I get it now, Marvel. I see where you go. New media. I understand. I don't like it. One, it's probably going to be less things, and two, Marvel already does this thing in their collected works where they're like, hey, we only had 4 issues of this book because nobody was fucking buying it, but we do the collections for 6 issues or more. So here's some stuff from 1972 that nobody would ever pay to see printed now. We're going to put it in the back, and we're still going to charge you full price for this thing. I just think that it's such a shit idea in the point in time where we're seeing DC is selling comics for $2.99 and giving you all new content, all new story, and no extra filler that you don't need. You get it all in one thing, and this packaging and this concept of like, it's not a free digital copy. It's not free because you upped the price to give us the digital copy in the first place. And now we're not even getting the digital copy of the book that we wanted to read. And it's if it's a code and like, oh, there's a list of things I can choose from, that is somewhat okay. But if there's only 10 comics to choose from and I buy 20 Marvel books, then I'm going to get fucked anyways, because it's not like I'm not going to run out of things to use codes for.
Now, are you saying up as in they're $3.99 now, they will be $4.99, or?
No, I'm saying $3.99 is a bullshit price for the fucking shit that Marvel puts out, which is 20 pages of story and then a digital copy that at least used to be the story that you wanted to read. Now it's not even that. Now it's a story that maybe you want to read, but it's a crapshoot. You don't fucking know. You just like, here's shit we can't sell you, because if they could fucking sell it, they would. This is we can't sell you this. You will not buy it, but maybe if you read this one portion, you might buy these other fucking bullshit books too, that are all gonna still cost $4 a pop, even though, you know, you should be buying it in a trade at this point for at least 80% versus the 100% of what it cost. No, you're going to buy them all digitally online. It's just a sucker bet. It's a sucker bet no one who has bought into the digital copy thing, and not many people have, but nobody who has is going to be happy about this.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a 1-for-1, if it's like, oh, I bought this and there's some other book that came out this month and I get to use my digital copy for that because I choose that one, that's great. If it's like a 2-for-1, but that's not what this is, because it's a 2-for-none. It's I bought this book and you're just kind of like, it's like going into the store and you're buying some peanut butter and you think, oh, sure, yeah, give me a deal on jelly, or give me a deal on bread, or give me a fucking banana, something I can use with my peanut butter. No, here's some motor oil. Peanut butter is oily. It's like the same thing. You should enjoy it. It's a good deal for you. I don't have a car. I have no reason. Can I pour this on your face? Because I feel like that's the only thing I'm left with, is the ability to pour motor oil on your face, and I can just sit and look at you and eat peanut butter while you sit there and just cry. Because that's a good deal for me. That's as far as it can go.
Well, that is about as far as we can go. So glad we took that last week off, because we just saved Corey up. I think if we waited another week, we would have just came on. Fuck you all.
I don't even have oxygen anymore. I'm all sniffly.